Hi everyone, it's Nisha, aka Mrs. Facing Beauty, and I'm back with another makeup look for you, and this is my rendition of brown eyes with the Marsala lip. So I hope that you like the look that I put together for you, and if you want to see how I created it, stay tuned because I did a tutorial for you. So now we're going to prime our eyes, and I'm using a Pure Cosmetics eyeshadow stick to use as my base, and this is a deep chocolate color, so we're going for that brown eyes look. So I really want to start with a nice deep color at the base. So just go ahead, there's no way that you can get this wrong, just put it everywhere. Keep in mind that we're going to be putting eyeshadow over it, so you're just basically laying this down on your eyelid and giving a base for the eyeshadow. So now we're going to smudge this out, and I'm using the MAC 275 angled brush, and just make sure that you blend it. Alright, now onto eyeshadow. I picked up this palette from Vasanti, and the palette is called Tinsletown, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. So the colors in here are really intense, and for the eye look that we're doing today, we're going to use these two brown colors. So I'm going to be referring to these colors a lot. So to get started, I'm using my fluffy brush from Sephora, and we're going to use this color right here, and we're going to put this on the mid to lower part of our eye. Pay attention to this part right here. We're going to leave that open because we're going to put another color on top. And we're going to use the same brush, and then we're just going to come in and then just blend this up top here. And just use swirling motions back and forth, just little circular motions, just to take away any harsh lines, especially in the inner corner. You want to make sure that it's blended really well. So now we've laid out our first eyeshadow color, and we're going to come in with the second color right here, which is a matte color as well. It has some gold shimmers on it. So we're going to use the crease brush from Spa Resource and just dab it in there, and then we'll go ahead and put this to the corner of our eyes. So you can see how intense this color is. And it has shimmer in it as well. As I mentioned, it has a gold shimmer. But whenever working with shimmer, you always want to make sure that you're just tapping it on. Just lightly tapping it on. And that's going to save you with follow it as well in the future. And these colors look really nice together. They really did a good job putting this palette together. Now we're going to come in with, I'm using the same color, but I'm just switching brushes. So I'm going to use the angled brush from Sephora. And the same color, but since we're going close to the inner part of our eye, I'm just switching the brush so I can get it more precise. Because we're going to put lashes on later, I still want to make sure the color is intense near the lashes. And don't worry about this on the side. We're going to come back and clean that up with some concealer and just sharpen it up a little bit. Okay, so that's looking good. I'm just going to use the fluffy brush here and then just blend the two together. And there's no product on this brush right now, but that's looking good. It gives a nice gradient effect, so the deepest color is on the bottom, and then working towards the lighter colors. Now we're going to do the top part of our eyebrow, underneath our eyebrow, sorry. And we're just going to use NC42 concealer from MAC, and we're going to use this color as a prep color, and then we're going to put a shadow over top. So I'm just going to lay this down and then just blend it out softly with my other finger, like that. So the color that I'm going to use on my brow bone today is from Essence. I've actually used this color quite a bit. I really love it. You'll see it a lot in my videos. Sometimes I use it as a highlight in between. I find this color is great for using in multiple different purposes. And I'm using my Sephora fluffy brush to apply this. And we're going to apply this to just our brow bone. And you'll find it gives like the perfect amount of light to the eyes. And I love that it's not super frosted. It's almost like what we're using before. It's matte with shimmers in it, but it's a great brow bone color. And I'm actually going to pop this on the inner part of my eye with a different brush, you'll see. But it's a great color to use as a highlight as well that I was mentioning. So we're going to add one more color for the eyeshadow, and that's going to be this one right here. And the brush that I'm using is the brush that came with Vasanti with the palette. And I'm just going to apply about that much. And we're just going to apply this on the inner part of our eye, but keep in mind we're still going to add a light color to the very inner part of our eye. So we're just going to brush this on, and this is a really frosted color, but it's great at adding more light to your eyes. I'm just gonna blend. This is a really fine tooled brush, so I do like using it. And we're gonna come back with the fluffy brush and just blend between the two. I've loaded up my Essence color that we use, the same color, on the Spa Resource crease brush. I've loaded up the color that I use from Essence, and I've loaded it on the Spa Resource crease. I can't speak. I'll just delete it. Start again. I've loaded up the Spa Resource crease brush. I'm using this brush and I'm using the color that we used before, which is the Essence color. And I told you I was going to come back with a different brush, but see how much more light it adds to the eyes. I love it. It looks so nice. And then I'm going to come back with the fluffy brush. Where did I find it? I'm going to use the fluffy brush from Sephora, and then just like this part right here, we're just going to make sure it's blended well. And there we go. So the eyeshadow is done. Let's get on to liner. For eyeliner today, I'm using my trusted Maybelline EyeStudio gel liner and the color Blackest Black. And today I'm actually switching up the brush, and I'm going to use the angled brush, the eyeliner brush from Sephora. So I'm going to use my same technique, starting in the middle of the eye and then just feathering. So I start at the middle of the eye, which I have the most product on my brush, and then I'm just going to come back. And I switched the brush because I switched the actual brush from the EyeStudio brush from the Maybelline set to this one here. I'm actually switching how I angle the brush. So you'll notice this way, I'm using the brush at this angle, and then I come back, I actually flip the brush around, and then I'm coming with this angle here. So that way I'm using all the product on the brush, and I'm getting a smooth glide, which is what you really want when you have liquid eyeliner, gel eyeliner, anything. You want to keep your momentum. So far I'm liking it. I want to make sure that I have a sharp edge. So just going over it. And I'm going to just make sure that's sharp right here. I like the product, like I like how it looks, the matte finish. So that's probably why I keep using it. And I like the cost of it too. So they got me there. Okay, so onto the lower part of our lashes, and we're gonna go back into our Tinsletown palette from Vasanti, and we're gonna use our Smudger brush from Spa Resource. And we're gonna put this on the lower part of our lashes along the lash line, and we're just gonna smudge it out. Now this is a pretty light color, so I'm gonna come back with it. I'm just laying this down as like my base color, and I'm gonna come back with a darker brown, same brush, and then just smoke it out more. So now I'm just switching the color, and then I'm just gonna add more, and you'll see this a little bit more in the camera. And then I'm going back with the other color, and then just, it's almost like layering it gives it like the perfect color that I want today. So now I'm just gonna do the inner part of my line, the water line, and I'm using the same angled brush from Sephora, and I'm just using the Blackest Black from EyeStudio line from Maybelline. There we go, it looks good. Okay, so now that we've finished with our eyeshadow for now, I'm just coming in with a baby wipe, and I'm just wiping up the sparkle and a little bit of fallout that got underneath my eyes. And then we're just gonna go really close right here. So onto foundation. And the foundation that I'm using today is my trusted Clarins Skin Illusion. And I'm using Cappuccino 114. So this is my shade here. So that's how much product I'm using right now. And I'm gonna use my fingers. For this foundation, I talked about it in my everyday foundation routine, and I have it in a couple other videos as well. But it's great for, like literally it's good for every day. You can shear it out if you want to add in a liquid moisturizer, and Clarins, they have great moisturizers. Okay, onto concealer. I'm using my MAC Studio Finish MC42 color, and I'm using my ring finger to apply it, and this is a great color for me. If you've ever used any of the MAC concealers. There's a lot of really good concealers that they have, especially if you have hard to match skin tones. So some of the yellow skin tones or olive skin tones, MAC really has a good selection. I find they've always been able to match like every skin color. So I'm just coming in with this as a typical concealer brush. So it has synthetic fibers, and I'm just going to go close right around here, just because I want to make sure that I don't smudge it out. And then around this part, you can just use your finger. So I'm just going to finish blending. Okay, on to brows. I'm using Showstopper from the eyeshadow from MAC, and I'm using my angled Sephora brush. And I always start from the tail of my brow, just working in strokes. And then I'm not adding any more product because I want it to look really blended here. And I have very sparse brows here. I've added concealer to my concealer brush, and I'm just coming across the top of my brows. But you just want to like clean it up so that way it looks sharp. So now I'm using one of my favorite products from Maybelline as well, and it's the Brow Drama. It's like mascara for your brow. It's amazing. I love it. So if you have really unruly brows, I highly recommend a product like this. We're just going to set our foundation, and we're using the Clarins 02 Ever Matte Powder, and I'm using my Sephora Fluffy Brush. And we're just going to do everything except our concealer. Okay, so we're switching to the 00 shade. I just love saying that, 00. And we're using the same powder brush, and we're just going to set the concealer, and I'm just squishing the brush here like this. This is a huge step, especially for concealer. You want to make sure that you set it because you don't want it to crease at all through the day. Okay, on to highlight. I'm using my Miss Liberty from NARS, and I'm using my Sephora face contour brush, and I'm just adding it from just underneath the center of my pupil, underneath my cheek, and then just back. And I'm going to use the same brush afterwards right now and move on to blush. So for blush today, I'm using Blunt by MAC, using my face contour brush from Sephora. So we're just going to add this. Ooh, I love it. And I'm just going to blend this in. And I'm just going to come back with my face powder brush and then just soften the edges here. This is great blush for just like, it just like adds cheekbones to your face. Look at this cheek, look at this cheek. Huge difference, right? Okay, so we're not gonna contour. We're actually just gonna go ahead and just blend this out, because I think that the color difference between the two, I think it adds a really nice lift to the face, and it kind of gives a contour of its own. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just using the 00, and I'm just gonna come underneath that jawline right here. And this is just gonna be like a highlight. And so we're just gonna add that. And this will just really make the cheekbones pop. And then just blend it out. I'm gonna put mascara on, and I'm using my Definicals Lancôme High Definition Mascara. And I'm just gonna apply on one coat because we're gonna go ahead and put lashes on. Okay loves, our look is almost finally complete. So we're on to lips. I'm just using a neutral lip liner, and you can use any of your favorite ones because I honestly don't even have the brand name here, but I just wanted to give you a reference. So we're just gonna line our lips. 1 second, you can erase that hurt. Just start over, hold on. So I'm just gonna line my lips because it's gonna be hard for me to talk through this. Okay, on to lipstick. So this is really my favorite part. So I'm using Lucky Kiss by Lancôme, and it's a matte lipstick. So you can see it really complements. I want to say it's almost like a Marsala color of 2015. This completes our look. I hope that it's what you wanted to see, and I hope that you liked the look that I put together for you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching me put together this look for you. I hope that you can link the products below and find them for yourself. If you have any questions, any comments that you want to leave me below, if there's any looks that you want to see, any questions that you have as far as future looks that you want to see, please leave it below, and I look forward to seeing you in more videos. Please subscribe to my channel so I know that you guys are out there, and I know that you want more videos, and like my video, give me a thumbs up and share it, and I'll see you again. Thanks guys, take care.